This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about the sharing feature. And as part of that sharing, we have discussed how to share the record to the people manually. It may be to a single user or it may be to the multiple users also we have discussed. Now, today we see the concept of automated sharing. So what exactly the automated sharing and what is the use and how to implement this automated sharing? Now let's see. You know that concept, okay, how to do that. Okay, the sharing process, you know. Okay, now let's see the practical part. How can we do that? Like for example, so now for example, assume that I have some records are available inside my object. Like as record 1, record 2, record 3. Like that I'm having some record 1,000 records are available. I'm having few users are available. Like as user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5. Like that we're having some set of users are available. So now, as of now, what we did, we have shared the records manually to the people. So whenever a user creates a record inside the object,
Can't hear you, sir.
whenever I'm creating a record inside the object, then the record will be getting visible only to the owner of the record and his manager. Other people will not be able to see the record. Other people will not be able to access that record. So at that time, I would like to make that record to be visible to the people. But if it is some few records are available, very less number of records are available, then I can share each and every record to the people manually. I can able to share each and every record to the people manually, one by one, one by one, one by one. But in few cases, the number of records are more. The number of records are more. We have some huge number of records are available. Keep on, I'm creating some more records also. In this case, how can we share these records to the people? So in this case, whenever if you want to share the record automatically here, okay, whenever if you want to share the record automatically, I don't want to share the record manually to the people. I want to make this process automated. Okay, I want to make this process automated. So instead of sharing the record manually, I would like to make that process automated. So automatically, I want to share the record. Keep on, I will create the records, and automatically we will keep on sharing the records to the people. So for that reason, instead of sharing the records manually, we can able to make that process automated. So if there are some large number of records are available to be get shared, then we can go with this automated sharing, which can be done with the help of a feature called as sharing rules. With the help of an automated process called as sharing rules. That means what? Instead of sharing the record manually, okay, one by one, one by one, one by one, I want to create a rule. I want to create a rule which will take care of that responsibility, which will share the record automatically to the people. So in this case, whenever if you want to share the record automatically to the required people, then we can use the feature called as automated sharing, which can be done with the help of sharing rules. So when coming to the sharing rule is a ready-made feature which will be getting fired, automatically after creating a record and after updating the record. Sharing rule will be getting fired, okay, after insertion of the record or after updation of the record. after insertion or after updation of the record, the sharing rule will get fired. Why? Because, okay, why? Because is, suppose if you want to share the record, first of all, record should be there, right? Yes. If the record is there, then only we can share. For that reason, sharing rules are always firing on after insert and after update. Once a record has been getting created, it will fire the sharing rules. Once the record has been updated, sharing rule will fire. That means what? So when coming to the sharing rules are the ready-made features which are used to share the record to the people. Which are used to share the record to the users. Depends upon your application requirement, we can share the record to the required people with the help of these sharing rules. Sharing rules are ready-made features or configurable features which will be executing automatically and which are used to share the record to one or more users. And always a sharing rules will be getting fired once a record has been created and once the record has been updated. That means after creating a new record and after updating an existing record, sharing rule will be getting fired. So sharing rule will get fired once a record has been created successfully and once a record has been updated successfully inside your object. Now, so as part of the sharing rules, we are having two types of sharing rules are available. We have two types of sharing rules. First one is owner-based sharing rules. Second one is criteria-based sharing rules. First one, owner-based sharing rules. Second one, criteria-based sharing rules. So what do you mean by this sharing rule, owner-based sharing rule? Owner-based sharing rule means what? Based on the record owner, we can share the record. Okay? These are used to share the record based on the owner. Based on the record owner, we can share the record to the required people. That means if the record owner is the person 1, share the record to the person 2. If the record owner is the person 2, then share the record to the person 3. Like that, it depends upon the owner of the record. Depends upon the owner of the record, we can share the record to the respective people over there. For that reason, we are using the help of owner-based sharing rules. So owner-based sharing rules are used to share the record to the required people based on the current owner of the record. If the record owner is this person, then share the record to that person. If the record owner is a so-and-so Ramesh, and then share the record to some so-and-so Ramesh. Like that here. Depends upon the owner of the record, we can make it share. And the second one, criteria-based sharing rules. Okay, criteria-based sharing rules. Criteria means what? Conditions. Now these are used to share the record to the people based on the specified conditions. Based on some certain conditions, I would like to share the record to the required people. I would like to share the record to the required people based on the specified conditions. Whenever I'm creating the record, if the record is meeting some certain condition, then share the record to the person. So if the record is matching with this condition, then share the record to the respective people over here. So now in this case, like for example, come to a general scenario. Let me explain a small scenario to you. For example, assume that I'm going to a showroom, an electronical showroom. There is electronical showroom is there where they are going to providing the various electronical items like as ACs, TVs, washing machines, laptops, mobiles, coolers, so many items that are providing electronical items which we are using in our house. So these are the various household electronical items are available inside this showroom. Now today I'm going to the showroom to buy a washing machine. Whenever I'm entering into the electronical showroom, at the entry gate, there is a person is available. So that person will ask you, sir, tell me what you want. I said that here I want to buy a washing machine. So then he will inform you, so sir, please go to that person. He is an expert to explain about that washing machine. He will be having the complete information about the washing machine models and everything. He will be giving the complete information. Suppose if I say I want to buy a AC, then please contact that person. The person, the second person, that person is an expert in ACs. So he will be explaining all the models and the features, everything. Suppose if I say I want to buy a laptop, then contact this person. This person will be an expert. That means what? Depends upon the product which you are going to buy. Depends upon the condition. What product you want to buy. If you want to buy a washing machine, then meet that person here, person A. If you want to buy some TV, meet the person B. And if you want to buy some cooler, then meet the person C. If you want to buy a laptop, meet the person D. Like that here, they're going to be rerouting the people over here. Like whenever you are going to the shopping mall also, there are some people are available. If you want to buy some wardrobes, like some clothes, then they will tell you here, sir, what do you want? Okay, I want some t-shirt and jeans. Then go to the first floor. So if I said that I want to buy some kids wear, then at that time go to the second floor. If you want to buy some sarees, then go to the ground floor. Like that, they will be informing you. That means the routine based on the items which you want to buy, they will let you know. So, sir, please go to that way. Please go to this way, like that. Like the similar way here also, based on some certain conditions, you can share the record. Based on some certain conditions, you can share the record to the person. So now, in this case here, whenever we are going to sharing the record, we can create our own sharing rules also. We can create our own sharing rules also. Not only one sharing rule, we can create multiple sharing rules on a single object. An object can have one or more sharing rules. An object can have one or more sharing rules. An object can have one or more sharing rules. Not only one sharing rule, we can create the multiple sharing rules on a single object also. That possibility is available. Now, so now in this case, where is this sharing rules options are available? Here in Salesforce. Now, let me explain over here. If you want to go to the sharing rules, then we have to go to that navigation. Go to the setup menu. Go to the administrator menu in the left panel. Click on sharing settings. So inside that security controls. Security controls. Go to the sharing settings. Go to the sharing rules section. Go to the sharing rules section. Go to the required objects section. Required objects sharing rules section. For example, account sharing rules, opportunity sharing rules, case sharing rules, like that. Depends upon the object, okay, for which you would like to create a sharing rule. You can go to the respective sharing rules section and then click on new button to create a new sharing rule and then create a sharing rule over here. Click on new button to create a new sharing rule. Now, in this case, whenever we are going to be creating the sharing rules on a single object, we can create one or more number of sharing rules also. On a single object, we can create one or more number of sharing rules also. That facility is available over here. That facility is available. Now, so in this case, upon creating the sharing rule, Salesforce has given the various sections. Okay, now let me show you practically. Let's go to the administrator menu in the left panel. Go to the security controls. Click on sharing settings. When you come down, below this portability, you will be having an option called as sharing rules section. Here we are having sharing rules section. Here we are having the various separate sections are available here, separate blocks. All the lead related sharing rules will be available in this particular section over here. All the account object related sharing rules will be available in this section. All the opportunity related sharing rules are available in this section. All the case object related sharing rules are available in this section, like that here. So now we are having the various blocks are available. Inside this block, we can able to create the sharing rules related to the respective object. So in this case, whenever you are going to be creating the sharing rule, we have to go to the respective objects section and then click on new button to create a new sharing rule. Now, so now here in this case, if you want to create a sharing rule on the lead object, then go to this lead sharing rule. So that on a lead object, not only one, multiple sharing rules also we can create. That facility is available. So instead of creating all the rules, sharing rules in a single section, we can able to place in the different places also. Now, so in this case, we can able to go to the respective objects sharing rules section and then create a new sharing rule over here inside this object, inside this section. Now, then how can we create the sharing rules? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so let me take a small use case in order to create a sharing rules inside this respective object. Now, so let's take a small use case. Configure a sharing rule on the account object which is used to share the account records to the Hyderabad sales group if the account record matching with the below criteria. The below conditions. The first condition is account records rating value should be equals to heart. Account records industry equals to some finance. Third one, account record active status is equals to yes. Account record customer priority equals to some high. Now, so now whenever I'm going to be creating this account record, if the account record is matching with this 4 condition, then share the record to the Hyderabad sales group. This is my requirement. Okay, whenever I'm creating an account record, if the account record is satisfying these 4 conditions, so the account records which I'm creating, if the rating account records rating value is equals to hard and industry equals to finance, active status yes, and the priority equals to high, then share that account record to the Hyderabad sales group people with the read write access. okay, with the read-write access. Then how can we do this one? Now tell me what kind of sharing rule we need to create. Owner-based or criteria-based? Criteria-based. That means condition. Based on some certain conditions only I'm sharing the record. So whenever I'm creating this account record, if the account records is matching with these conditions, then I want to share the record here. To whom I want to share the record? So to the Hyderabad sales group people. So now I want to share the record to the Hyderabad sales group people whenever the account record is matching with these conditions. So upon creating this account record, if the account record is matching with this condition, then share the record to the Hyderabad sales group people with the read-write access. Then how can we do this one now? Let's see. Grant read-write access. Grant read-write access. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, let's see practically in this case. So let's go to that object over here. Now I'm giving that node file here. Object name. And what object we need to create the sharing rule? Account object. Now type of sharing rule. What type of sharing rule you would like to create? Criteria based. Criteria based sharing. Okay, I would like to create on my account object. Then how to do that now? Let's see practically in this case. Now, let's see that. Go to that account object sharing rules section. There is a section account sharing rules. So now I would like to go to the account sharing rules section and then click on new button to create a new sharing rule on your account object. Click on new button to create a new sharing rule. Specify the label over here. I would like to indicate that share account to Hyderabad sales. Share account to Hyderabad sales. So this is the sharing rule which I would like to create on my account object. Now, select that sharing rule type. What type of sharing rule you would like to create right now? Either owner based or criteria based. I want to create the sharing rule based on the criteria. Based on some certain conditions, I would like to share the record. So select the criteria based share. Whenever I'm selecting that based on criteria, it will be indicating which criteria you want me to verify before sharing that record. So what conditions you want me to verify? Please specify those conditions. So now here I'm having 4 conditions are available over here. I have 4 conditions are available. These are the 4 conditions I want to cross-check. Upon creating this account record, if the account record is satisfying these 4 conditions, then I would like to share the record to the Hyderabad sales group people. Now, so I want to cross-check that. Specify the conditions. I want to verify if the account records active status is equals to yes. Active status is equals to yes. And the rating value is equals to heart. Rating value is equals to heart. Industry equals to finance. Industry equals to finance. industry equals to finance. And the customer priority. The customer priority is equals to high. Customer priority equals to high. That means what? Upon creating this account record, if the account record is satisfying these four conditions, like if the account record's rating is equals to hard, industry equals to finance, active status equals to yes, customer priority equals to high, then if the record is satisfying these four conditions, then share the record here. To whom you want to share the record? Upon sharing the record, we can share the record to either based on role, based on roles and subordinates, or based on public groups. Okay, based on public groups, based on roles, based on roles and subordinates. We can able to share the record to the required people over there. We can't share the record to the individual users by using this sharing rule. Sometimes they will raise a question in the interview point of view. I want to share the record to a user by using sharing rule. Is it possible or not? Yes, it is possible. How? But in this case, whenever if you want to share the record to whom you want to share, here it is populating public group. Based on the public groups we can share, or based on the role we can share, based on the roles and subordinates we can share. But the individual user, we can't share the record by using this sharing rule directly. Then in this case, how can we share the record to a single user? At that time, what we can do? Simply create a public group and then add only that user into the group. That means create a public group with only one user. Because public group may contain 0 users also, 1 user also, multiple users also, whatever. It won't bother about that. There is no limitation like public group should have minimum this many number of users, not like that. There is no such kind of limitations. Now, in this case, whenever we are creating the public group, create one public group by adding one user inside that group over here as a member. Then share the record to the public group, only that user will be able to access that. This is the question. Basically, it's not a technical, it's a logical question in the entry point of the double release. So now here we can able to share the record based on the role, based on the roles and subordinates, based on the public group. Then now what is my requirement now? I want to share the record to whom? Hyderabad sales group. That means this is a public group. So select the public group to whom you want to share. I want to share the record to that Hyderabad sales group. What is the level of access you want to grant on this account? I want to grant read-write access over there. So that I'm selecting the access level as read-write. Now click on save. That's it. Over. Sharing rule has been getting created. Now, sharing rule is in process right now. Okay, currently sharing rule is in process right now. The sharing rule is not yet activated over here. Okay. Now, when you come down, we can see inside this account the sharing rules section. It is indicating that sharing rule is currently in progress. Refresh this user interface right now, and then let's see. Now the sharing rule has been activated. Now sharing rule is ready. So now from now onwards, whenever you are creating an account record, once account record has been getting created successfully, immediately sharing rule will be getting filed.
Sir?
Then sharing rule
Hello?
will verify. Yes.
Hello,
Yes, tell me.
sir. You said that account rating is hot now. Account rating is hot. You mentioned. If we mentioned the cold or warm, if we share the records or not, sir?
No. That's what I told you here, right? If the record is matching with these conditions, then
If
only
we
record will
mention
be getting shared.
hot, not cold or warm, we share the records to Hyderabad sales group or not?
No. That's what I'm telling you. If the record's rating value equals to hard, then only record will be shared, or else it will share the record.
Hello.
Okay. Yes. Now, so upon creating this account record, if the account record is matching with these 4 conditions, then only record will be getting shared to the Hyderabad sales to people, or else if any of the condition is failed, record cannot be shared to the people over here. So all the 4 conditions have to be get satisfied. The condition 1 should be get satisfied, and the condition 2 should be get satisfied, condition 3 and condition 4. All the 4 conditions have to be satisfied. If all the 4 conditions are satisfied, then only record will be sharing to the people, or else record will not be shared over here.
Sir,
This
a
is the
small
functionality.
question.
Can we apply these sharing rules to the custom object also?
Yes, madam. We can apply. That's what here. If you want to create the sharing rule on your custom object, when you come down, you will be having the custom object related sharing rules section is also available. Let's see. You will be having customer sharing rules section, hiring manager sharing rules section, patient sharing rules section, position object sharing rules section. For the sharing rules are not only for standard. This will be applicable for every object also over here, including standard and custom.
Sir, I have a quick question, sir. Let's say I have created an account object. So I already created 100 records. After 100 records, I create the sharing rules. From then, the sharing rule, the records will get transferred, shared. What about these 100 records, sir? I want to share 100 records. What can I do?
Yeah, that will be getting shared automatically. Whenever you are creating the sharing rule will be applicable on the existing record. Suppose if you want to reapply, then you will be having a button called as recalculate button here. Along with this new button, you will be having recalculate. When you click on this recalculate, sharing rule will be reapplying on the existing records, whatever we have. It will collect every record, check with this rule conditions. If the record is matching with this condition, then the record will be getting shared automatically.
Okay. Thanks.
Sir, in the rating, in the sharing rule section, we have only end conditions. Suppose if we want rating equals to hot and also warm.
Then we can able to specify that here. See, when coming to the rating field, it's a picklist field. It can have only one value, not both. Hot and cold both will not be available. Only one will be there because it is a picklist field, right? Only one value we can select, not both.
But
if you want to use,
it's a sharing rule, right? Suppose,
yes. Yeah, continue.
So in that sharing rule, suppose if I want hot and also warm customers to be shared, I do not want cold customers to be shared.
Okay.
So in that case, how to apply the rule, sir?
So in this case, we are having add filter logic. Here we can specify. We can add one more conditions also over here. Okay, rating equals to hot or rating equals to cold. We can specify here. Here you can change that one and R instead of and you can specify R conditions also over here that we can do that. The possibility is there.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, can't we take again rating thing and take the equals to warm in the field section?
Then it needs to satisfy two conditions, hot and cold.
You can't take two conditions because here a field, nothing but a picklist field can't have two values, only one. So that here on the picklist values, if you want to share the record, either it may be hot or either it may be warm also. Then we have to use R condition, don't use end. If you're using end condition, none of the record will not be satisfied that condition. So that all the records will not be get shared. That's the problem. Okay? Because here picklist field can't have two values, that will be having only one value, either hot or warm. If you want to share the record either hot or warm, then use R condition, don't use end condition over there. Now, so now here in this case here, we have created the sharing rule on this account object over here. Now, so from now onwards, whenever I'm creating an account record inside my account object, then immediately sharing rule will fire. Once a record has been getting created successfully, then sharing rule will be getting fired. It will verify whether this new record is satisfying these conditions or not. If the conditions are satisfied, then it is sharing this record to that respective group of people automatically and by granting this level of access over there. So now here in this case, whenever we are going to be creating the sharing rule, we can specify whatever the conditions that we want. That facility is available over there.
Sir, what colon indicates here after account in the formula?
Sorry?
In the formula, after account, there is colon. So what does it indicate?
Where is that colon? So because it is indicating account colon active means what? In this account object active field. Because to differentiate
Okay.
object name and the field name, they have used colon symbol. Simple. Okay. Now. So now here in this case, inside this account object, if the active status field value equals to yes, and rating equals to hard, and industry equals to finance, and priority equals to high, then only share the record to the Hyderabad sales group people. So automatically it will share. Automatically it will share. We no need to share the record manually. That will be taken care by Salesforce automatically by default. Then how can we test it now? Let's see practically. From now onwards, just to create one record. Okay, create the account records inside your object, whatever you want. And then upon creating the records, if the record is meeting with this condition, then record will be sharing to that respective group of people automatically. So what are the records you are creating? Those records will be getting shared to the people over here by default. Now let's see how can we do that. Now, let's see the testing process over. The testing process. Click on the Accounts tab. Click on New button. Enter the details inside the fields and click on Save. And observation. Once a record has been created successfully, then sharing rule will verify the conditions. If the record matches with the conditions, then record will get shared to the specified group of people. The specified group of people record will be getting shared. This is a process. Now, so now let's see in this case here the negative testing. Now, open the record, open the account record, and edit the field values. Edit the field values. And then click on Save. Okay. In this case, make one condition to be get failed. Then in this case, what will happen? The observation is record visibility will get removed. Will be get removed from the group of people. That means whatever the record has been shared, that record visibility will be removing by Salesforce. These are the steps we need to follow. Let me show you the practical.
Hello. 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 I thought my connection is lost. I think. Hello.
Guys, Firoz is on mute, I believe.
Okay.
Strategic timeout.
Now, so now in this case, let's see how can we do this testing process. Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so now let me create an account record. Click on this new object, new button to create a new account record. So now specify the account record name. I'm indicating that. Sharing rule account. Account number some 2345. Type some technology partner. Industry some energy. I'm indicating industry equals to energy. Annual revenue some 37 lakhs. Rating value some heart. Phone number some value. Fax number some value. Website some cognizant.com. Ownership some private. Priority is high. Active status yes. Now, so this is the account record which I'm trying to be creating right now. So now tell me in this case, okay, now tell me, will this record will be sharing to the users? No. Why? Because upon creating the record, upon creating the sharing rule, I have given the conditions like this. Rating should be hot. Now here also rating is hot. First condition is matching. Second condition, industry should be finance. But I have given industry as energy. Condition is failed. So if any of the condition is failed, it will not share the record over here. Okay, first of all, I'm making the condition fail. Then I will make the condition satisfied. I will show you that practically. Next, customer priority high. So it is satisfying the condition. Fourth one, active status. Yes. Okay, it is also satisfying the condition over here. Okay, now. So now these are the 4 conditions. Now click on save button. As soon as once you click on the save button, record will be created successfully, and on this account record, sharing rule will be getting applied. If the record is matching with these conditions, and then rule will be getting rule is sharing the record to the respective group of people. Now, so now tell me in this case, my sharing rule also has been applied. Then, how do we know whether the record has been shared or not? How can we know? Simply click on this sharing button and then verify. Whether the record has been shared to the people? No. To the Hyderabad sales group people, record is not yet shared. Why? Record is not meeting the conditions. Record is not matching with those conditions. Condition has been failed, so that here sharing rule is not sharing the record to the Hyderabad sales group people. Now, let me go back to the account over here. I'm changing this industry value as finance. I'm changing this industry to finance over here. Now, once you click on save, what happened? All the 4 conditions are satisfied right now. Click on save. Now sharing rule has been fired again. It will be sharing the record to the people because all the 4 conditions are satisfied now. Now, how can we verify that? Click on sharing button. Let's see here. Now it is indicating here training batch user is having the record access because he is the owner of the record, so he is having the full control over here. And then Hyderabad sales group people are also having the access, that is read-write access, because account is sharing rule. So sharing rule has been filed. It has shared the record to those people over here. That means what, we no need to share the record manually. Keep on, you can create the record. Sharing rule will take care of sharing the record to the respective people.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, if the rule is getting fired automatically on clicking save button, then what is the purpose of recalculate button?
Now, in this case, okay, now in this case, so whenever I'm saving the record, for example, just now I have created the account sharing rule over here. From now onwards, whatever the records I'm creating, on those record sharing rule will be getting applied. Sharing rule will be getting applied from now onwards over here. Then whatever the existing records on that records, if you want to reapply again, then we can click on that recalculate button.
Okay.
Okay, now. Suppose, for example, you can raise a question. Sir, suppose if I'm changing any of this record value again, then suppose I'm changing the rating value to, okay, wow. Then this condition is failing, right? So that record, what about the access? Access will be removing by Salesforce automatically for those people. When you go to the sharing, then only the training batch user is having the access. For those people, access has been removed. Okay, for those people, access has been removed over here. Like that here, if the record is satisfying the condition, then only the record will be visible to the people, or else record access will not be granted to the people. This is the way we are going to be creating the sharing rules on your Salesforce instance.
Sir, in one scenario, suppose if administrator
When the rating is called, then
hello.
Yes.
Sir, in one scenario, suppose if administrator is applying a sharing rule on this particular object, and for some type of profiles, that particular record access is going to be not available. Like, you know, we are taking out the access. But in the same time, whosoever the profile, you know, who is not going to have the access has opened that record.
I didn't get your question actually.
See, sharing rule is for sharing, you know, the records to some profiles and not sharing records to some profiles.
Now we are going to be sharing the records based on the users, based on the roles, based on the roles and subordinates, based on the public groups.
Right. See, I am a user and I do not fall under a particular criteria.
Okay.
But administrator, what is happening is earlier I used to have the access, but administrator wanted to apply that policy right now. In the same time, if I open that particular record, because earlier I do have the access, if I open that record and that record is in open mode for that particular object, what would happen?
Now, when you click on save button or when you click on any of the operation, then immediately we'll be getting the message insufficient privileges.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, because the administrator has changed the conditions, and then that whatever the record that we are using the open right now, that record is not matching with those conditions, so that you can't get access on the record. When you click on that save button or delete button, anything, you will be getting the message over here that is insufficient privileges. Now let's see.
Sir, if we write a criteria sharing rule and it fires and it is not visible to the other user, but we want to share it to them, can we do it manually?
Yes, you can do. Okay. As a single record, you can share it through rule also, through share it to manually also. That possibility is there.
But the criteria rule is firing and it is not visible to them. But still, I want to share with one person.
Because here now, whenever suppose for example I have 3 people are there. Presume that myself, and then we are having some Roshan is available, Abhishek is available. Okay, we 3 people are there. Okay, administrator is nothing but like some Siddiqui. Siddiqui is some administrator. He has created one sharing rule. So Siddiqui is an administrator. He has created one sharing. So now whenever the record is getting created, then at that time, if the record is meeting with the conditions, then record will be sharing to me as well as Abhishek. Now, so from there onwards, if the record is meeting the criteria, then myself and Abhishek both will be getting the access. And along with that, a particular record, okay, a particular record they want to share with Roshan also. Then we will go to the record manually, click on sharing button manually. He can share the record also. That facility is there.
So the criteria doesn't apply to manual sharing, right?
Yes, correct. That's what here sharing rule is a criteria based on the conditions only. Okay, record will be getting shared to the people. Manual in the sense then no criteria. If you want, share the record.
Okay, got it.
Now. So this is the concept of sharing rules inside your Salesforce instance. Okay. Now.
Can you show us sharing rules by using the owner?
Now I will be giving that assignment to you. Try this one, or else I will show you that. Now I'm giving some assignments. First one. Create a sharing rule on account object to share the record to the internal sales team or internal sales group when the record meets the below conditions. When the record meets the below conditions. So what is the conditions? If the account records industry equals to some manufacturing, and the account records active status equals to yes. If the account records rating equals to either hard or wow. Okay, I'm giving 2 values over here. Now this is one sharing. We have to configure on this account object. Now let me give you one more assignment over here. So let me give you one more assignment on this one. Just a minute, wait a minute. Let me give the assignments. Create a sharing rule on account object to share to customer user to share the record. The records to customer user if the record meets the below conditions. The first one is if the account records industry is equals to technology, and then if the account records active status equals to yes. If the condition, that means if the record is matching with these 2 conditions, then you can share. Third one, create an account sharing rule to share all the development user records. Development user created accounts to manage the user. That means based on that owner of the record we have to share. That means this is a owner based criteria, owner based sharing. Owner based sharing. Okay. These are the three measurements over here. Do the practice on this measurement. Now, the next one. This is the concept of private as part of portability. Now, so now Sai, tell me what is your question now?
Excuse me, sir.
In second one,
Sir, could you
in
show
second
the
one,
use
what
case
about
again? Because my screen froze at that time, sir. Could you please show the use case? Oh, thank you. Thank you.
sir? In second assignment, what about rating?
Now, so now rating should be either hot or warm. Anyone. If the rating is also hot, I want to share. If the rating equals to warm, then also I want to share to the people. Okay.
In second assignment, sir.
The second assignment. So no rating value. Only these two conditions you have to verify. Okay. Only these two conditions. If the record is meeting with these two conditions, then share the record to the customer user. See here, I have given only user. I haven't given the public group. Then what needs to be done?
Okay.
Create a public group, and then in that group add the single user, customer user as a member. Then share the record if the record is meeting with these two conditions.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Now,
Thank you, sir.
now. So this is the concept of portability option private. Whenever I'm making the object portability as private, then record will be visible to only to the owner and his manager. Other people will not be able to access the record, so that we are using a feature called as sharing feature. With the help of this sharing feature, we can share the record to the required people. We can share the record manually also. We can share the record automated also by using sharing. The third one is Apex sharing, which will be the concept of development. During the development concept, we'll see how to share the record to the people through Apex programming by writing some piece of code over there. Okay, now the next one. The next portability option is public read only. These are straightforward options over here. Okay, these are straightforward options. Just a 2 minutes topic. So now what do you mean by public read only? Whenever you are making the object's portability as public read only, that means the record is a public record. Record is a public record. That means what, everybody can see the record. So whenever a user creating the record, then the record will be visible to everyone, all the users inside the organization, not only the owner, not only his manager, everybody can see the record. But in this case, how it will be differentiating? The owner of the record and his manager will be having full control. Okay, the record owner and his manager will be having full control. Like as they can view the record, they can modify, they can delete, they can share the record to some other people. But other users inside the organization will be having read-only access. Okay, the owner of the record and his manager will be having the full control, and the other users will be having read-only access on the record. They can't modify, they can't delete the record, they can't share the record to the other people. This is the functionality of public read-only. Now, let me give the word point. When the object's portability has been assigned as public read only, then if the user creates a record inside the object, then the record will get visible to all the users inside the organization. Now, the record owner and his manager will get the full control, will get the full access. Full access means what? They can view the record. No. The record owner, his manager will get the full access, like as view access, edit access, delete, and the share. And the other users inside the organization will get read-only access. Okay. Other users inside the organization will be getting read-only access. This is the functionality of public read-only. Next, the third option, public read-write. Public read-write option. So what do you mean by this public read-write option? This is also exactly similar like as public read-only, but other users will get read access and write access both. Okay. Now, in this case, whenever I'm making the object's portability as public read-write, then at that time, if any of that user creates a record, then the record access is a public access. That means record is visible to everyone. It's like as a public record, everybody can able to access that record over there, including the owner of the record and his manager. Everybody will be able to access the record, but at that time, the record owner and his manager will get the full control. Okay, record owner and his manager will get the full control, but the other users will be having read access and write access first. That means the other people can able to see the record and they can able to modify the record as well. But those people can't be able to delete the record and they can't share the record to the other people. This is the functionality of read-write access, public read-write. No. Let me give this note. We'll be getting that read access, read and write access on that. Okay, read access and write access. They will be getting that both read access and write access on this recorder. So these are the various access levels are available over here. Okay, private, public read only, and the public read write. So do the practice on this one today, and then the next session we'll see the one more most important topic. Okay, that is called as public read write transfer. As of now, we know public read write. Then what is this a transfer option? We'll see in the next session. Next session will be on Monday. Tomorrow is a Sunday, so that Sunday will be off to us. So that here we'll be having next session on Monday. Okay. So Monday we'll see the concept of public read write transfer. Don't miss that session. That is most important.